And the last question from Holy Otter, my guy Holy, number one paladin in our server, just trolling us. But question: how do you reach 8,200 legions so quick? And it's funny because I was DMing him about how, or congratulating how he was gonna reach 8,200 too. He was right behind me, and I just hit it a few weeks ago. And I've learned there are a lot of different strategies to getting your legion up in general, right? But if you're serious and you want to get from like 6,700 to 8,200, that means you're pretty on the higher end whale level. Um, and so the best thing that I did that worked for me was I was trying to do CDD ult, so getting SF 160 at the same time as doing Legion, right? And Legion was my goal was to get to SF 180, which is extremely challenging. But what I did was I got top and bottom, right? Ancient top and bottom, got it to around 15, 16 Star Force each. And so what I did was I cut those all the way down to, a few times to one cut left. And then when it got to zero cuts, instead of using it and leaving it on one character, I actually threw it back in the trade server and I posted it for like 1.1 bill each piece, and they sold pretty quickly because SF16 x SF15, that's pretty cheap for creating rating exalts or whatever it is. um, and so that's how you kind of make your money back, and then you buy a new set, right? And so I focused on like warrior classes for the top and bottom, and then it went to whatever was cheapest in trade server at that time, and I did all whatever mages or pirates. And so I kind of built it up that way, and then I did SF18 for the rest of them. So that was about anywhere from 130 to 180 per piece, 180 mil, and so it is pricey, right? But I thought it was, as I was selling nodes and as I was making mesos and as I was selling absolute stones and stuff like that, paid for itself, right? Um, and then the only thing that was kind of needed to get to SF 180 was accessories. And so that is where doing your daily bosses comes in huge, right? You want to ideally get epic accessories. So from hard card bosses, and I think even some chaos bosses. And then Monster Park is a good one. But basically, the reason why you want epic is because you can cut them through scissors. Instead of using crystals, you can use um, gold leaves. And the gold leaf scissors are actually tradable account bound. So you could do it if you have gold leaves on your main, it's 400 gold leaves for one scissors for an epic. So that was huge, right? So I had, two necklaces, multiple rings, any combination of earrings with Monster Park, whatever it was. And so I got to SF 180. And then with the growth packages nowadays, you can actually get free Star Force tickets, right? And you can level up your hyper stats as you get over one level 141 plus, and you can pay that for free, right? So you can get free Star Force. And so when you you cut the RA top and bottom from one character to the next, you just throw on a Star Force unique outfit for whatever is necessary to get to SF 160, right? So it is kind of hard to follow, but understanding that I try to put some examples of what my alts look like to give you guys a better idea. But I think it's worth it to use red mesos, to use hyperstat tickets to get to SF 160 because that's a CDD alt forever, right? And so that's where the value is. And so I was at SF 180, and I was just leeching, using guildies. I was using um, other characters, whatever it was, to um, get to 180. And um, if you choose to, right, you can buy EXP tickets off a trade server, right? So you can get, even from the growth packages, like I mentioned, you can get EXP tickets, snake soups, the 50%, the yellow tickets, the red tickets, the orange tickets, and then To get more EXP, what I did was I swapped over my link skills to the alt that I was doing on for the EXP for Mercedes and for, I think it's Cygnus Knights, to get extra EXP there. I would also move over my KT15 ring, my Kearney Tower 15 EXP ring onto my alt. So just little things here and there to get more EXP. If you're, I can even think of, doing Dimension Invasion, right? And once you get to level 140, 150, 160, you can do your dailies, right? Dimension Invasion gives free XP tickets as well. The daily quest, get you levels, things like that. So it was not so rushed. But as I kind of hit almost the end goal, I was kind of pushing. You can buy tickets, EXP tickets for packages if you really so choose. But there's levels to it, like anything else. But yeah, it's a grind. My Legion army is pretty nice, but it definitely isn't. It's not something that you can, you can kind of pay your way through it at a certain point, but it still takes time, right? It still took at like 300% EXP with the leeching, with a good party of one-shotters with kinship rings or PXP hypers or whatever it was. It still took I think 6 hours to get from maybe 4 to 5 hours to get from level 120 to 170 ish, 4 or 5, 6 hours. So you can't rush that thing. It's a grind, but yeah, once you get there, it feels nice. One thing to check off the list. But yeah, great questions again. I try to answer some of these questions every single podcast. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Or if you have any more private questions about gear, you want to screenshot me gear and have questions about tips and things like that, DM me on Discord, Echo MSM, at Echo MSM. All right, we'll be back and we'll talk more stuff.